Why hello everybody, how are we? My name is Unicorn Pondu, welcome back to another video. And of course Chantal uploaded another mukbang after being like, guys, I don't think I'm ready for my trip. But then next video, food. And also on top of it, it's going to be a true crime, so this is gonna be great. I love that for us. I don't. Anyways, with that being said, I guess let's see what Chantal has to say today, shall we?
Hello, foodie beauties. It's the dead silence after he goes missing, after he says those words. It's the dead silence after he says those words that really just like, it's so eerie. Hello guys, hi! So, today I have some Subway. They have a deal where you get a side, a drink, and a 4-inch sub, which I've never had, but...
Oh Lord, there's going to be so many jokes that I could make, but I'm not going to make them, but... You know, she's so worried, guys, about for her upcoming trip. Ugh, such a shame.
I decided to have this and pair it with some bonus noodles.
Don't know why any of this surprises me anymore. It shouldn't, but it always does.
Yes. So I got a spicy, I think a spicy BMT. And let me see this spicy BMT. Oh, it's like a 6-inch. Okay, all they put on it is like pepperoni with nothing on it. That's so weird. No cheese, nothing. I'll be right back. Okay, I added my own toppings, so. So all I had was ketchup, mustard, mayo, and cheese. So, and a Coca-Cola Zero. These are the best ketchup chips ever. They're Hector's ketchup. Bismillah and Beauty Bite. You know how I love mysteries. In particular, unsolved mysteries. Give me a napkin. I've been watching the new season of Unsolved Mysteries. But I came across this mystery of a young guy of 19 years of age who disappeared, and just the way he disappeared was so tragic for his family. And I mean, no disrespect talking about this case, but
I mean, this is kind of old news, especially in like the true crime world. I've known about this case for a while. It's about a guy that was like, hey, my truck broke down, I'm over here. Turns out he wasn't where he said that he was. He was in a completely different location. I think he got out of his car and then like the phone went dead or something. I don't know, it's been a while. But I will say this is a very weird topic to talk about during like dinner of all things, but go off, I guess.
It's really, really bizarre. And I really hope that this guy is found, but the conditions in which he disappeared were just so weird. And I have my other phone here to look at because I don't have a good memory with like little details. So it's the case of Brandon Swanson. He was 19 and he was from Marshall, Minnesota. And on May 14th, 2008, just after midnight, he drove his car into a ditch.
I'm going to say it right now, girlie, if you can't remember very basic things, just don't do these videos, because I'm going to edit it out, but just constantly looking down, it's not, no.
Survived that without a scratch. So he called his parents. He didn't know where he was, but he thought that he was near a town called Lind. I'm guessing also Minnesota. And his parents were like, okay, we're going to come get you, just stay where you are. So he stayed where he was for quite a while, on the phone with his parents. And, you know, occasionally there would be interference and stuff, but he stayed on the phone. And he stayed on the phone with his parents until, you know, they couldn't find him. You know, they had their lights on, they were looking around in the direction where he thought he was, and they couldn't find his car or Brandon on the side of the road at all. So Brandon decided to start walking towards some lights, he thought, you know, towards the town of Lind, and told his dad to just pick him up in a known parking lot of an establishment. I think it was either a restaurant or a bar. So his dad was like, okay.
Girl, you have your phone right there. Just look and see what it was. Maybe a restaurant or an establishment or something. Has a phone directly underneath her. Could look it up if she really wanted to.
And headed over towards that area. Now, Brandon was walking through a field, apparently. I think I saw somewhere he was walking through like a dark field, but it would have been dark regardless, you know. So he started walking towards Lind, and what he thought was Lind, and 47 minutes later, all the while he's still on the phone with his parents hear, oh shit, and then silence, until the parents had to finally disconnect the call and try to call again. But imagine, like, you know, you hear, oh shit, and then silence for a while, and you're like, Brandon, and there's no answer. Like, you know, it was just so eerie because they didn't hear anything else. Now, it turns out Brandon was actually, his cell signal his cell phone records showed that he was actually not going where he thought he was going. He was actually going 40 kilometers, about 25 miles, in the opposite direction to where he thought he was going. So no wonder no one could find him. He was coming from like a party, like end of spring semester party. So people were wondering if maybe he was intoxicated and disoriented. But his parents said he sounded very coherent, not inebriated at all. Plus he shouldn't have been driving if he was drinking. But people still do. But since he's never found, there's no way to test his alcohol level.
I mean, personally, honestly, it sounds like he either fell into something or like maybe a pit. I have no idea, but oh shit, it kind of sounds like he tripped, he fell, something like that.
So in the morning, his parents reported him missing to the Lynn police, who were like, just kind of like, wait a while, this happens with young people, you know, maybe he's just out somewhere, yada yada yada.
Lord, if I have learned anything from true crime, I hate to say it, but like a lot of police departments are just super tone deaf when it comes to situations. A man's car is found completely in the middle of nowhere. Oh, just wait a while, he'll come. Huh? What do you mean? Huh? There's been so many cases where it's just like, if you guys could just do your job, please, this would have been a lot easier. And of course, it's not all of them. It's either they are amazing, on the ball, doing great, on top of everything, would go above and beyond to help the person, or they just don't care. And it's just like, meh, oh well. There's no in between, and it's the weirdest thing.
So the search, because of that, started for him late. There's some controversy about that. About starting searches late, like waiting a while just because he's an adult.
I mean, if his last words were, oh shit, in a very hurried tone, maybe, but in this situation, I would definitely say that, like, you know, that would be worth looking into.
I think they passed Brandon's law, which means, like, police have to take into account certain factors before deciding on starting a search. Because, in my opinion, like, okay, yeah, let's say, you know, he just didn't come home, like, it was the next morning, they found that he didn't come home. Maybe he just, like, got drunk, passed out, and didn't come home right away. That's a little different than him kind of, you know, being in a car crash and then saying, oh shit, and then nothing. You know, like...
I usually don't agree with Chantal that often, but in this case, I have to agree with her. I would think that would be very common sense, but apparently, no.
To me, they should have started the investigation right away. So they should take into those factors of the situation, but, like, case-by-case basis, not just, like, a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. They also had sniffer dogs that led them around the Yellow Medicine River, but no body was ever found in the river. There was no other evidence to suggest that he did fall in the river, because his last known location was near the Yellow Medicine River, apparently. My thought on that is, wouldn't they hear a splash? Wouldn't they hear him calling for help as he's drowning? Or, you know what I mean? It's the dead silence after he goes missing, after he says those words.
But also at the same time, a phone is electronic, and electronics and water don't mix, so...
It's the dead silence after he says those words that really just, like, it's so eerie. And if he was grabbed, wouldn't you hear a struggle? Wouldn't you hear a call out for help?
Okay, let's say that it was. He might have accidentally hit the mute button. That's also something in a panic. You're trying to grab your phone. You might accidentally hit mute because, you know, you have to hold it. So there's a lot of factors that can go into this.
It's the eerie silence. I don't know. The whole thing is bizarre. I hope sincerely that they do find answers someday. The theory that he ran away, wanted to go missing, is kind of bizarre to me. It doesn't make sense. Because why would he crash his car? Or why would he call his parents to find him? That makes zero sense. So they haven't, like, ruled out foul play, but there's just no evidence to suggest that there was foul play. So the whole thing is just bizarre. And I find when people just, like, disappear seemingly into thin air with no evidence to suggest what happened to this person, not even a clue, to me that's very bizarre. Very bizarre.
Personally, they're my favorite kind of cases. Not so much as like, oh my gosh, yay, they're missing, woo! Because not really, no, absolutely not. But just hearing people's stories and like the circumstances and like the full story about like what we know, what's theorized, it's fascinating to me.
And to me it's bizarre that he disappeared so quietly, you know, after saying those words. It's just weird to me. So, the new season of Unsolved Mysteries, I've watched it because I'm a fan, but the new season is probably the weakest one, season 4, in my opinion. They did a whole episode on the Mothman. Like, how many times has the Mothman been done? Not only that, They did an episode on the original series with Robert Stack. We don't need another one. Okay.
Well, thankfully, there's an option that, you know, everyone has for you to not watch it. There you go. You're welcome.
Maybe for me, cryptids are not that interesting. Like, I used to be so afraid of Bigfoot. And if I saw Bigfoot today, I would be freaked out. But I kind of don't believe in any of that. Although, I don't dispute that people do see these things. It's just like, the Mothman could kind of be anything. You know? A huge crane, or I don't know.
Could be anything big that squawks.
Okay, so it could be Chantal. Sorry, I had to.
I really don't get it. I found that episode boring. If you like the Mothman, okay, but
I love the meme culture surrounding Mothman personally.
for me it was kind of boring. Obviously, I failed my challenge of eating everything in my house, but we don't have that much left really. Most of what we have can wait. I'll cook up the veggies tomorrow. We have eggs. I might freeze my butter. These ketchup chips are the best. Now, if you like this kind of content and you want me to like do once a week or something, a true crime or mystery Monday.
Okay, well, tell me that you've been watching Bailey Sarian without telling me you've been watching Bailey Sarian. And also on top of that, no.
Let me know. When I'm traveling, of course, I'll put it on hold, but that was delicious. Decent size sub, actually. It was like a 6-inch. It wasn't like a 4-inch. Oh, well, it was cheaper. Anyway, I guess that's it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Alrighty, well, that was just as awful as I thought it was going to be. Glad that my intuition was right, but... Oh, girl, please, for the love of God, never do any of these again. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.